Hello there and welcome back to the SalonTouch video channel. Today we're going to look at how we go about handling taxes in SalonTouch. Now taxes are a fact of life. There's no way to go around them. So setting up taxes is very easy in SalonTouch. However, there are a number of different places to go to complete the setup. In this video, we'll explore all the various options and places where some setup is necessary for the taxes to be included in SalonTouch. There are four basic places that we need to go. The first is that we need to set up the basic tax rates. There are the federal taxes or the state taxes which will apply to the services and the products. Then there are the product service taxes as we talked about. Then there are the room surcharge or the room upgrade taxes, whether we want to apply the taxes to the upgrade price. Then there are the EFT or the membership monthly draft taxes, the taxes that are added to the monthly drafts. So these are the four places that we'll look at and see how we go about setting it up. So let's see how we go about setting up the basic tax rates in SalonTouch. As always, we'll go to the setup, we'll click on the register, and on the fourth tab here, we see four taxes that can be defined. I have already defined my taxes. I put in a description for tax 1 at 10%. I put in a description for tax 2 at 8%. I could have changed this. I could have made this 7%, for example, and saved. I could also have defined tax 3 and tax 4 if I need to do. Once we are done, we save. Now in the other sections, we will then attach these taxes to either 10 services or products or any other 10 room upgrade charges. We will now look at how to charge taxes on products and 10 services. Let us bring up a 10 service and see where we need to do those changes. So I go to setup, I click on 10 services, and let me bring up this service here. Now on the second tab here on the top which says dollars, I click on that one. And right on the top here is where I define my taxes. Now if you recall, we had defined tax 1 and tax 2 as 10 tax and state taxes. And let's say for this 10 service I want to apply 10 tax, so I go and check mark yes. If I wanted to apply both the state tax and the 10 tax, I would have clicked on both of them. But for our purpose, let's say we just want the 10 tax to apply. And that's how we add the taxes to the products. Now we'll see how we go and charge taxes on different products. So again, I go to the setup and I go to the product section here, products, and I pick up any product of interest. Let's say this one here. Now again, I go to the second tab, which is the dollars tab. And right here is where I can define all the taxes that I want. In our case, let's assume that I want tax 10 tax 1. I don't want 10 tax 1, just state taxes, which was tax 2. And then once I'm done, I save. And henceforth, every time I sell this product, the state tax will automatically be added to the transaction in the register. To add taxes to the room surcharges or the room upgrades, I go to setup, but this time I go to the rooms. Let's pick up any room, for example this one here. I go to the options section, and right at the bottom is where I define what taxes I want applied to the room upgrade. In my case, I've already check marked tax 1. And so every time if a room surcharge is required, tax 1 will be added to the price of that upgrade, and a transaction can be carried on as usual. Again, don't forget to save. Now to set up the default EFT draft taxes, I go to setup and I go to the register again. And on the top here at the very last tab which says EFT, I click on that. Right here at the bottom, I have options for adding the taxes to the draft amounts. so I can add it to the draft amount or to the draft that have been frozen for a certain period of time. In my case, I want to add tax 1 to the draft every time I sell a new service, a new EFT service. So going forward, every time I sell a new EFT service, tax 1 will be added to the draft amount every month. Keep in mind though, if I wanted to change the taxes on the draft amounts for EFT on a service by service basis, I would go to the individual service. Let me go to the individual services and let me pick up this service here. Now right here is where I can define that for this particular service, to the draft amount I want tax 1 and tax 2 added. If I just wanted tax 1 added to the draft amount, I would just check tax 1, I would save, and henceforth going forward, only tax 1 will be added to the draft amount on a monthly basis. So let's quickly do a recap of all the places we went to set up the taxes. One was the basic tax setup. The second was the product and services taxes that we set up for each individual product and services. The third was the room surcharge or the upgrade taxes. So the taxes I applied on the upgrade. And the last was the monthly EFT draft taxes, what taxes I wanted added to the draft amounts. And that's all there is to adding taxes. I hope this was useful, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.